Hey guys, it's Robin. Thanks for tuning in. So I hope everyone has had a great week since last we chatted. I had an absolutely awesome week because I got to see Thor not once, but twice. And I was very, very pleased with what I saw. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can go onto the blog and read my full written review of what I thought of Thor. I might just post, I'll certainly post a link in the show notes so that you can get there right away and read it. Totally read that too. I think I did a pretty good job not spoiling the movie too much, but kind of giving you some idea about the look and the sound and the characters and plot and all that sort of thing. So hopefully I don't spoil it for you. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend that you go see it. What I'm actually going to do today is just talk a little bit about some of the extra stuff that I kind of left out of that review. That way, for those of you who actually tune into this video regularly, you can kind of see and get some of the extras. And I actually mentioned in that review that I'd be doing that in this night's episode. So here I go on that. One of the things that I kind of thought about after seeing the movie and doing a little more research into the director, since I hadn't done a lot of research, or I did way, way back when he was first announced and didn't really kind of remember, was that he actually has a lot of experience. I think I think it was Kenneth Bradshaw. Pronounced that wrong. I'm so bad with names. You're gonna find that out tonight. Had a lot of experience doing Shakespeare things. He's done Much Ado About Nothing, and he's done a few other kind of Shakespeare movies. And I think it's actually, out of all the superhero movies that are coming out and have come out, Thor is maybe one of the ones that has a lot of sort of almost Shakespearean, sorry, elements in it. Certainly family issues with Loki and Thor and Odin. The kind of love triangle. They don't exactly explain the love triangle great, but both Lady Sif and Jane Foster kind of like Thor. Jane kind of likes Don Blake Thor. She likes Thor. Some of that sort of love interest kind of triangle. It's kind of very Shakespearean. Even some of the feel of the battles and everything has just kind of a Shakespearean type feel to it a bit. And I think he was able to kind of bring that part out of the comics that some other directors may not have been able to do quite as well. So that's definitely kudos there to picking him for the director and allowing him to kind of use that experience to bring some of a different feel to a superhero movie, but certainly a feel that I think Thor naturally has in the comics. So that was something that I kind of noticed after that I think was really well done on their part. Another thing too, when I had first seen the movie, I had noticed that some of the characters were different ethnicities. So Hemendal, who controls the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge, he was African American or wherever he's from, African Canadian or whatever. And Hogan, one of the Warriors Three, was somewhere from Asia. And at first I thought, okay, really? Is this going to work? I mean, Hogan I could see maybe because he's kind of portrayed in the comics as possibly looking at that. But when I kind of thought about it more, especially after seeing the movie, Marvel purposely kind of sets up Thor as being Norse, but not Norse. So it's not like they have to all be, Scandinavian looking. Asgard in this Marvel kind of interpretation is another realm, part of a different kind of universe or different reality, maybe you could say, than us. So it doesn't mean they're necessarily all sort of Norse-minded or Norse-pictured. Personally, I think both of them did a great job, especially, the guy who did Hemendal, I keep pronouncing it wrong, see, bad names again. I think he did an awesome job of being very stoic, very watchful, very much the character. I think that was really well played. Speaking of the Warriors 3, I said in my review initially that I wish there was more time to kind of bring to light the characters of the Warriors 3. And as I watched the movie a second time, I thought that considering how much time they got and how much time the movie was, they actually did get a few little things of their characters out. Volkstag, who's kind of the big guy, played by Ray Stevens, his character was probably drawn out the most. Loves to eat, likes to fight, has a bit of a tongue to him. You saw that when he kind of made a little pinch or little poke at Loki about lacking his silver tongue that he once had. The character of Hogan was maybe the one they developed maybe the least, but Hogan was, I think it's actually Hogan the Grim, I think is the nickname that they kind of use for him, or his warrior kind of name. Very grim, very, very quiet, doesn't say a lot. I think that was kind of brought out in the character. And then, I'm going to pronounce this wrong again, but Farandral, who's kind of the blonde-haired, they call him Robin Hood in the movie. He fights with the rapier. He's very kind of little Renaissance, medieval kind of thing. One of his main characteristics that was left out in the movie, and you only get a glimpse of it for maybe a split second, but that he's very much a ladies' man. He's kind of that James Bond gets all the girls. And if you notice, when they're leaving to go back up to Asgard, he's holding the hand of Darcy. and it's just like it's like a split second. Maybe it wasn't even purposeful that the director thought of that, but again, for those of you who know the movie and know Thor, you go, okay, yes, well, of course, he would have seen that Jane is with Thor, would have left that alone, but Darcy right away would have been the person that he probably would have been drawn to as that sort of ladies' man kind of persona. So they actually did a little more to the Warriors 3 than I actually thought they might have. So I kind of applaud them on my second watch of the film. The final thing was 3D, or not the 3D, as I like to call it. When I first seen it on the Friday, I watched it not in 3D. And then on Monday, some other friends wanted to go, and I said, well, yeah, I'll go with you because I love Thor, and it was so good. And I saw it in 3D. And honestly, unless you are a super big 3D fan, you love 3D, I wouldn't bother seeing it in 3D. I don't think it really added much to it. 3D effects were very minimal at best. It mostly just gave it that sort of 3D kind of look. And personally, for myself, since I'm not the hugest 3D fan in the world, I wouldn't have bothered to go see it in 3D if they hadn't kind of wanted to. So yeah, unless you're a big 3D fan, I would leave the 3D out of it. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about Thor for now. Maybe see some more Thor stuff coming up soon. You know me. Actually, I just got the newest Thor. 623, The Journey into Mystery, just tonight, so I'll probably review that, and it'll be up the next couple days. I saw a lot of you who are on the blog regularly probably noticed we've been kind of lacking on some of our weekly things that we do. I haven't done a Latin lesson in a couple of weeks. I haven't done an app in a couple of weeks. Wow Wednesday has been, at least a month. Kind of going to reassess whether these things are popular, whether people like them. We're still getting some decent comments on Wow Wednesday, so I'm going to attempt to redo, kind of get some more Wow Wednesdays going and get those out. I might actually drop the app and Latin lesson since we've got very few comments and very little kind of on that. Let me know whether you like those, don't like them, want us to add something else. I've been stewing around a few more things in my head. Maybe a Thor Thursday. After all, it's named after Thor, and I could just do reviews on different Thors and different Thor news and pictures and whatever. So that's one of the things I'm kind of shuffling around with my head. Maybe do a StarCraft one instead, since we're doing a lot of StarCraft right now. Not too sure. Hopefully I will be able to sort that out and let you know what's going on with that. A to the SAP. Last week I answered the question about my favorite Alan Moore, which I said was Watchmen, and a little stereotypically. This question I'm going to leave with today is particularly for those of you who have seen the Thor movie or are just huge Thor fans. Besides the main characters, being Thor, Loki, Odin, and Jane Foster, who is your favorite kind of supportive character? So did you like Hogan, Hemmendal, Ferndal, Volkstag, Darcy, Seth? Who is your favorite kind of supportive character in that movie? And maybe even just in the Thor universe. So maybe you left someone out, maybe like Baldur, you like was the God of War, Tyra or whatever his name is, pardon the pronunciations again. So let us know who your favorite kind of supportive Thor character is, either in the movie or in the universe. And I will let you know next week who my favorite kind of supportive Thor character is. Alright everyone, well I think that's about it for this week. I guess I will see you next week. Continue to check out the blog, and so say we all.